Thogdad, tell the Gary Taylor Fletcher story. Shall we, Theo? Well, it's not really a story. Okay, I'm just going to tell you this one.
So let's just get to the point. Let me summarise it before you get on to it. All right. So you're subscribed to The Athletic, right?
Yeah, which is brilliant, by the way.
And recently they came out with a post about a footballer who played about 15 years ago, 14 years ago.
Something like that, yes.
And he got fat shamed by Gary Lineker.
Amongst others.
But Gary Lineker was one of the names, right?
Yes.
So what happened with him? It's not really my generation, I was too young.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain what happened?
So, and I want to show the picture in a second because, look, he's a portly lad. You know what I mean? Okay, Gary Taylor Fletcher.
Let's get on to the story.
So that's what he looks like. Okay, so he played for Leicester and he had body fat of about 11%. What Gary Taylor Fletcher says, look, I was always in the best of shape. But there was comments from the media, and I can't quite read them. Do you want to read out a couple the Gary Lineker comment?
So Gary Lineker said, what, are they all from him?
Yeah, first one's Gary Lineker.
Gary Taylor Fletcher has come on for Leicester and looks rather double-barrelled.
Yeah, okay. So that's basically, it's a joke about his size. And a lot of other commentators, like Rodney Marsh, made jokes about he looks a bit fat. Now, my question was, and I don't know the answer to this, I put a post out on Twitter saying, is that bullying or is that banter? Because at the time, Gary Taylor Fletcher, pretended that he thought it was all funny. So he reacted with a bit of a smile. In reality, he's come out now to The Athletic in an interview and said, when that happened, it was very, very hurtful. The next time I went to training, I had anxiety. Basically, I had mental health issues triggered by the likes of Gary Lineker sitting in a BBC studio and bullying me verbally. Now, I don't know the answer. I'm sure that Gary Lineker didn't mean to do that. But is it bullying or is it banter? And that's my question, because I can see both sides. I don't know what you think here.
I don't know why he needs to say it. I don't know why he needs to call him rather porky or whatever. Say. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to say things like that.
No.
Like, just let the footballer be. I've seen it happen to a Bolton player this season. He's been fat shamed. I've seen Luke Shaw being fat shamed all over social media. He was affected. His mental health was affected because of that.
Yes.
And it affected his on-game performance.
Yeah.
I think it's just okay. He had 11% body fat and was in the best shape he could ever be.
Yeah.
And he still got stick. That's just out. That's not right.
Yeah.
That's bullying.
And
in my opinion,
it's one thing. If it's the away fans, that's one thing. You know, who ate all the pies.
Yeah. Okay, I get that. But if it's Gary Lineker, that's making people. That's making other people. Because you see someone influential say it, and you think, you know what? If he's saying it, then I can say it.
Yeah.
That's the mentality. It's actually a little bit poor from Gary Lineker back then to say something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't think you should say anything like that again. You should learn from that.
I think so, yeah. Especially with the whole anti-bullying agenda.
Yeah.
Just be careful what you say.
Definitely.
I remember a Manchester United player, Theo, called Luke Chadwick.
Yeah.
Now, people my generation will remember him because, how can I say, he wasn't conventionally handsome, if you know what I mean by that.
Right.
And I think there was a comedian who used to absolutely give him, here we go, who used to give him loads of abuse there, non-stop, about the way he looked, about the way his face looked. And you can Google him, Luke Chadwick.
Right.
And at the time, he used to laugh it off. When he'd retired, he came forward in interviews and said, I found that very hurtful. And people joked about the way I look, which I can't help.
Yeah.
He found that really, really hurtful at the time. But because of the nature of football, you don't really come out and say, look, that's affecting my mental health.
It's an interesting one. So comment down below what you think.
Yeah.
I mean,
people are saying it's bullying, yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. You don't need to mention it. I mean, if the guy is in good shape as he can, he just wants to do his job. And let's just talk about what his job is.
Yeah.
You know, if the guy's a little bit bigger than others, I mean, it's just not fair.
Yeah.
So, I completely agree. Gary Lineker, don't fat shame. It's not really spoken of at the moment. Like, I look at Twitter and he gets away with it. So he basically made someone depressed during his football career, and he's got away with it.
It's a very interesting one, Theo, because The Athletic, which is a brilliant website, by the way.
We're not even sponsored.
Well,
my dad's a massive fan about
it. There's a YouTube channel called TIFO, T-I-F-O, and especially if you're a bit older and love the sort of the statistics, the analysis of football, it's absolutely brilliant. They do videos, they do YouTube. But the sister kind of website is Athletic, and it's got the best football journalism in the world.
Yeah.
We're not paid to say this.
No.
And there's a very good article about this topic. So this story came out, I think it was yesterday, and I thought, the mainstream media are going to pick up on this the next day. And they didn't. And I wonder if it's the Gary Lineker effect, because
if you work for the BBC and you've got respect and you've got reputation, people won't aim for you, and also you'll be protected by mainstream TV.
Yes.
But we're two lads from England. We just like to have a chat with the lads, don't we? And have a few beers whilst we're at it. So we will speak about it, and I don't think that's right. I will come out and say, I don't think that's right.
Yes.
I would not say, oh, Manny looks a bit corky today. No, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
It's just out of order.
Yeah.
I mean, that could seriously affect him. I mean, he won't ever hear what I say, but I just don't think it's right.
Yeah.
And the fact that Gary Lineker said it when the whole nation's...
Yeah.
Oh, it's just not right.
I actually, Theo, the sort of... Sorry, I'm losing. That's not COVID, by the way. How can I say, the bigger we become, I'm more conscious that we have to be careful what we say, particularly when we're talking about some of the younger players.